The world held its breath as the first rays of dawn broke over St. Peter's Square. A heavy silence filled the air as thousands of faithful gathered, their eyes fixed on the grand balcony of the Vatican. There was a sense of unease, a mixture of hope and worry, as people waited for the first words of their new leader. The absence of Pope Francis was deeply felt, leaving a void that seemed impossible to fill. Now, all eyes turned to Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, the newly elected pope, a man of humility and deep compassion. As he stepped onto the balcony, the world seemed to pause. His presence exuded warmth and sincerity, a stark contrast to the grandeur of St. Peter's Basilica. This was a moment of unity, of shared humanity, as millions watched from their homes, churches, and public squares across the globe. Pope Tagle, a leader known for walking among his people, now stood before the world, ready to deliver his first message. His voice, though soft, carried a strength that resonated with every listener. He spoke of unity, of a world divided by conflict and strife, calling for peace and understanding. His words transcended language barriers, touching the deepest corners of the human heart. He reminded the world that hope was never lost, that even in darkness the light of faith and love could shine through. The speech was not just words, it was a call to action. He urged people to build bridges instead of walls, to choose dialogue over division, and to embrace one another despite differences. His message was clear. The world needed healing, and it was up to humanity to bring about change. Tears filled the eyes of many as Pope Tagle spoke of the struggles faced by the poor and marginalized. He had witnessed their pain firsthand in the streets of Manila, and now as Pope he vowed to be their voice on a global stage. He emphasized the need for compassion, for leaders who serve rather than rule, and for a church that listens before it speaks. What made his speech so emotional was not just the words he spoke, but the sincerity behind them. This was a man who understood the suffering of the world. His every word was a balm for the wounded, a source of comfort for the weary. He acknowledged the deep scars left by division, but he also reminded the world that healing was possible. As he concluded his speech, a single word echoed through the square: hope. He urged people to be bearers of hope, to carry the light of faith and love into the darkest corners of the world. His message was simple yet profound, and it left an indelible mark on the hearts of millions. The world had found its new shepherd, a leader who would guide with humility and love. Pope Tagle's first speech was not just historic, it was a beacon of hope in a world longing for peace. As the bells of St. Peter's Basilica rang, signaling a new beginning, the faithful knew they had found a leader who truly understood them. The future of the Catholic Church, and perhaps the world, now rested in the hands of a man whose first words had already changed everything.